This morning, we're looking at some of the things that have happened this week. A lot has happened this week, but we'll be taking some of the major ones that you have spoken about. You want to share your thought about and all of that here on the show. My guest already seated. We'll look at the front pages of the newspapers that I've got over here as well to find out what has been reported, and then we'll get into the major conversation. Don't forget, once again, we're streaming live on Facebook, and our WhatsApp line is active as well. So share with us your thought. Yesterday, the finance minister address the issue of cocoa farmers, and it's a major conversation right now because the cocoa that the farmers were expecting that they will be paid 6,000 Ghana cedis as far as the campaign promise in 2024 is concerned. They are now moving from 3,000 to 2,000, a reduction for that matter. We'll be looking at that, what this means for the government and also the cocoa farmers out there. And of course, you also want to share your thought on that here on the show. But let me introduce my guest in the studio, and then I'll check the front page of the newspapers, and then we'll get into the conversation. And this morning I've been joined by my brother, Senor Ameklenu, here with me, NPP man, an NPP communications team member representing Bawumia, Dr. Bawumia. How are you doing, bro? Everything good?
I'm doing well, KMJ. How are you doing too?
I'm good.
Even though I'm doing well, I'm a bit sad this morning. And I'm sure you should understand, or you should know why probably I'm sad this morning, in the sense that I feel that there's a lot that we are going through as a country. Yeah, there's a lot we are going through as a country. More importantly, our brothers and sisters who are cocoa farmers, yesterday they were hit with the sad news, and I think it's the saddest moment for us as a country if this is the state of our economy, if this is the state of our cocoa sector, how it is being managed. It tells you clearly that there is some sort of incompetence being displayed, and if we don't arrest and manage that incompetence with immediate effect, that will continue and it will traverse till the 4 years mandate that we've given to them. So for me, I think so far, that's what I feel that as a country we are going through, regardless of, aside that I think the galamsey and other things, that this time around we are told that the government has now introduced tax for galamsey and all of that. It's quite unfortunate. I think that we'll be going through most of these issues, and last 2 or 3 days is exactly a year that the chief of staff actually revoked or asked for the revocation of appointment of the Ghanaian youth. So we want to say kudos to Mr. Julius Debra for being a statesman, for revoking the appointment of the Ghanaian youth. We are watching. The Ghanaian youth are watching. That's all I want to say for now. Thank you.
Okay, very well. Thank you very much. And also being joined this morning in studio by the CEO of Dozongo Development Fund, Alhaji Halidu Haruna, has joined us this morning. Alhaji, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, and good to see you.
Good to see you too, and I love your outfit.
Thanks.
Next week Friday, I'll be wearing something like that. This
I will have to make one.
Oh, Alhaji has to bring me one.
I have to make one.
So you didn't tell me that you like my outfit.
No,
because I'm having Bawumia.
You have your Bawumia cap, but you don't like the Bawumia cap.
KMJ, you are being backed out of this one.
Alhaji's small child, you want to get that one?
Oh, you have to like Bawumia's cap too.
I don't understand where this litigation is coming from. Your cap has been appreciated by the host. I never commented.
Did you appreciate it?
I never. Oh, you see. Now he's saying that you did not do it well. I see the controversy. Very difficult. But you can understand the frustration. Indeed, they are in opposition, and they've never expected that to happen to them, and it did happen. So I would not begrudge them if they continue to appear to be litigating on things that are not even much important in our country. Of course, I've listened to him talking about revocation of appointment of youth of this country, etc. But it is important to remind them that if you go through the due process to employ it, I don't think that any government will have the authority and the audacity to revoke. A situation where you've been in power for close to 8 years, you waited until the last minute when you have been defeated, you decide to run the process through and then step aside the process. You don't expect any responsible government to come and live with those issues, because indeed, government operates with budget. You left power without any resources available, and you expect the government to come and carry those burdens. I mean, let's be truthful to ourselves. And sometimes we do things like this, and we end up coming to sit on a platform and create a situation as if somebody is not interested. Why? Government is voted for to create opportunities for the citizens. For 8 years, you did not. You waited until the last minute. And so the new government has to take measures to correct that anomaly you created. It is not because we hated or government doesn't want. No. The essence of voting for a political party to serve in leadership is to create opportunity and ensure that you create that environment where you can provide job opportunities for the young men and women of our country. Every citizen of this country deserves to work and earn a living. So let us not just sit when wrongs, and you cannot, without correcting that wrongs committed by the previous government, it will be difficult for you to build upon that. And so, my brother Senor, the NDC just decided to do what is right. If there is anybody that the youth of this country should be angry with, it's your political party. But you waited. What were you doing the 8 years? And you have never recruited them. Please, we are just committed in ensuring that we do what is right, because the mandate of the people has been given to us, and we cannot let the people down. Now, in respect of the cocoa farmers.
Oh, we're going to get into that. Right. Let me just finish the front pages of the newspapers, and then we'll get into that proper. I think that a few of the papers.
I know. No, I just wanted to correct. Exactly.
You started off with.
You started with it. You started with it, and so it is only fair for me to at least rebut some of the things.
Right. They have reduced, so they are in charge. So you can start and
Alaji will continue from there. But the Chronicle this morning has reported on the same issue of the cocoa farmers, and it says Mahama reduces cocoa price to address market variations. That is captured on the front page of the Chronicle newspaper. Litigation over Chado lands. Anas wins big at Supreme Court, and minority rejects new cocoa price. Kojo Pong and Kroma has been captured over there. And the quotation they have here says Galatians 6:7, do not be deceived. God is not mocked, for whatever one sows, that will he also reap. And I'm sure it's in connection with the front page story on the reduction of cocoa farmers prices. Anyway, Daily Justice here, and it says Mahama resets cocoa farmers, gives haircut from 3,600 to 2,500, and minority CDM reject cocoa price cuts. Haruna Idrisu escapes death in Gori crash, and also Baumia host Afoko in Piani in 2028 push. Away from that, NDC defends Baba Jamal vote buying scandal, and Anas wins Supreme Court review on Chato land. That's the Daily Gist also reporting on that. The last one for me this morning will be the Daily Guide, and it says that Supreme Court rejects Anas's judgment reversal. High Court grants injunction to Wasa Fiase case, and cocoa prices get haircut. And it moves from 2,587 per bag. Minority calls for cocoa board bailout. Suspend VAT Act good to government. IGP promotes 12,802 officers. That also captured by the Daily Guide this morning. That will be the newspapers for today. grab a copy, read about all the stories that you can. But this morning we are looking at the finance minister's presser yesterday and what eventually happened to cocoa farmers in terms of how much they're supposed to earn. Now, as it was promised in 2024 elections, they were not going to be earning less than 6,000 Ghana cedis. And, they were earning around 3,000, but now they have to make do with 2,000. The minority in parliament has strongly criticized the government decision to reduce the cocoa producer price, describing the move as unfair to farmers and detrimental to the sector. Ranking member on the Food, Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs Committee, Dr. Isaac Yaopoku, addressing the media on Thursday, February 12, expressed the outrage over the reduction, which lowers the price from 3,625 Ghana cedis to 2,587 Ghana cedis per bag, arguing that such a sharp cut amounting to more than 1,000 Ghana cedis per bag is unprecedented. And it says this has never happened. Why are we treating cocoa farmers this way? The cocoa farmer has never enjoyed the full benefit of the prices, FOB price. Cocoa farmers have a sacrifice for this country, Dr. Poku said. So right after the finance minister actually was done, the minority in parliament decided to put a presser together in response to what the situation in terms of the cocoa farmers and what they are supposed to be earning. And we have a report that we want you to take a look. Jackie has been exploring some of these in the cocoa farms, and she put this together. When we come back, we have the conversation in the studio. Stay with us.
Over the last few days, the big conversation on every network has been cocoa farmers calling on government to pay them the arrears due them. Since November, they've not been paid, and they've been crying out and calling on government to pay them the arrears. Well, currently I'm in Akoko, where most of the farmers, earlier it was a bit chaotic, trying to get answers from the government as to why they haven't been paid. Now, I want us to take a listen to most of the concerns raised by these farmers.
We are a cooperative. We are president. Now, if you say, I
have never experienced this before. That's almost 4 months we haven't been paid.
Kaklani adumaya de yaji atum na kakra yaji atum so na wo fesika yi mayen na ye be ni denti adisrade ani yade to aben yesre no
kit ani kitame no wo hwe so a obie ni wa.
If you look at this list, it shows no one has been paid. I have a nephew to take care of in the university, so he's in the house.
Or cover city otifie sika ni wa me de ma akola na de akọ no ye kokko no asase no ye de mama galamse fo no two because that's can move do since this called my no and the sana is it any afa ya green say ye ne mahama.
We will actually sell our lands to illegal mining.
ye beton ye ma nyina ma galamse fo ya asase no if in November nda otiwe mato koko $250 yes scam. I'm sorry, farmers need to me was my age for 20 years. Me witness it way before. Say I took cocoa na abayin tuaka. Hey me wanwa. Amount for tata me meet me that.
To school. School fees. 50 December.
My children are home. They can't even go to school. Look at my tiny hands that I use for farming, and still I haven't been paid.
Now, until these farmers get a better response from government, this is going to be the situation where they cry out every day demanding answers. Old men, old women, all in these places seeking for answers as to why they haven't been paid for almost 4 months. Reporting for Joy News, I'm Jacqueline Ansima Eboa. Over the last...
All right, that was my colleague Jackie out there in the cocoa farms exploring the conversation around the payments of cocoa farmers, their monies, and also the reduction that we saw yesterday. But let me come back to Alaji. From 6,000 or not less than 6,000 as it was put to 3,000 and now to 2,000 Ghana cedis. Well, 2,500 Ghana cedis for one. Why?
Well, first of all, let me state that government sympathizes with the farmers. And the most critical group of people in this country today are the farmers, because their sweat, their contributions makes life better for all of us. Because it was through their effort that we get this foreign exchange and we use to stabilize the economy of our country. Nobody, no government would want to toil with their contribution. However, when situation demands certain drastic decisions to be taken, it has to be taken because that is all about leadership. You have a situation where Cocoa Board in the past, they have made certain decisions which is coming back to bite us. It is not an exciting news to hear that government has purchased cocoa beans and not being able to pay those cocoa beans. Cocoa Board, when this government took over power, inherited a huge debt of 32 billion Ghana cedis. You have a situation where, in fact, if you recall, when we were in opposition, there was a promise that should we get the opportunity to lead, we'll increase or give the farmer 70% of the FOB price.
Yeah.
That promise was made on the basis of the prices at the world market, because at that point in time, the world market price was high. And when you do the calculation, it is easier to come by the conclusion we made. Little did we know that the MPP has made a decision. Which decision was the cause of they not being in a position to give the 70% to the farmers. The rollover of over 333,000 tons of cocoa at a price of $2,661. And you are expected to give out these cocoa beans to the financiers, those who are financing the cocoa beans. Because as an economy, the country, we do not have, our economy cannot support the amount of money required to get this cocoa. So we go in for loans, and in doing so, we give out the beans ahead at a particular pricing where we call edging, we edge. And now, unfortunately for us, the prices rised, and we have given out our cocoa beans because of this loan we have taken and the pre-financing that we use the money to pre-finance the purchase of the cocoa. So in doing so, the buyers have something that influence their decision to come and buy our beans, because there's an incentive to buy, because already you have given out money at a price that is lower than the world market price. So certainly, if I'm coming in to take, I stand to benefit, because every businessman will get looking at the benefit. Yeah. And so that incentives was the reason they keep coming. But today, as we speak, the prices at the world market has come down, 4,000 from 8,000 or 10,000 plus to 4,000. We calculate the FOB on the basis of the pricing out there. And we are fortunate to have managed the dollar down. And so certainly there will be crisis that has to be dealt with. The MPP, under their stewardship, went for a loan of $350 million from African Development Bank, with the aim of going to rehabilitate over 156,400 acres of cocoa farms. They ended up utilizing the entire amount, but they were unable to rehabilitate 156,400, but they did 40,000. In addition, they even use $700 million in addition to the $150 million that they secured for the cocoa rehabilitations. So you run down completely an institutions that used to be a cow milk. And what do we expect? And you turn around, go back to these same farmers to create an impression as if you've left a better condition at the cocoa board. Let me be frank with you. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is not a reckless leader. He has empathy. But he's a leader that has to take a decision. And that decision has to be made because to protect the interests of this country. If we should just for the partisan reasons, we want to satisfy individuals, we may end up collapsing this country. Look, I recall within the petroleum sector, under President Kufuor, when he decided to introduce the deregulations mechanism, there were arguments for and against that policy. Today, as we speak now, that policy has reduced the politicking within the petroleum sector. That's the automatic adjustment. So as when the prices at the world market goes up, you are to pay in accordance with the increase. The prices, when it comes down, you are going to benefit from it. And that is exactly the system that this government has decided to take by going to Parliament to introduce a bill which will price or grant the pricing of cocoa on automatic, on the basis of world pricing and then the exchange rate. When problems comes, you sit and resolve the problem. That is all about leadership.
And the NPP has likened this to the same thing that you complained about during their time. You called it haircuts. They believe it's the same thing we're seeing right now. What's the difference between what you're doing?
I don't think it is haircuts. In fact, we engage the farmers, and I have listened to them after the announcement. A couple of them agree with the government positions because you cannot just go out of your way, announce something that has an impact or likely to impact negatively on the life of individuals without engaging them. They are citizens of our country. And I don't think that they would want this country to collapse just because of their interest. This government will continue to protect the interests of the farmers, the cocoa farmers. In fact, it has been instructed that monies that we owe, the state owe to them, should be given to them. And I'm sure that the cocoa board...
But a reduced price, right?
No, those who sold their prices before this decision, they will get the 31,000. But unfortunately, after this decision, those who bring them, all the others will be paid to this current price. But I think that it's important as citizens of this country, particularly the political class, there are areas and sectors of our economy that we must be mindful when we want to engage in politics, because it would certainly come back to bite us. If we want this country to go and want this country to be better, it's important to understand some areas we should avoid politicking in some areas, like the cocoa sector, the goods sector, the educational sector, health, etc. These are critical areas that if we don't do it or get it right, we are likely to destroy our country. Okay. And I think that government sympathize with them, but we need to resolve. And the impact of this decision will be felt after 2 years. And that is when we'll come back here and sit and find out whether it is a good decision or a bad decision. But as I sit here, I would say it's a decision in the best interest of our country.
Very well. Thank you very much, Alhaji. Let me have the thought of Senor as well. And once again, you can also send us your messages on WhatsApp, and we're streaming live on Facebook. Today, we'll try and make time and read many of your messages, so please keep them coming, because you know the Friday shows are always dedicated to you, the viewers out there. Senor.
Keremje, good morning to you, and good morning to Alhaji, and special good morning to the leadership of my party. And another good morning to your viewers.
It's not great, after hitting at us.
The good people of the Volta region who are working as
Senor.
And a special good morning to the flag bearer of my party, His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Inshallah, come 2028, the next president of the Republic of Ghana. Good morning to him. And the First Lady in waiting, Madam Samira Bawumia. Good morning to all of them. Now let me give you this Bible quotation. Revelation chapter 21, verse 8. Revelation chapter 21, verse 8, King James Version. And I read, "And all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone." And I take it again. "And all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone." This is the word of the Lord. And the liars know themselves. MJ, I know you are amazed, but you can't say it.
Amazed by
about the incongruous posture of the NDC as far as the cocoa sector is concerned. You see how Alhaji is struggling to even speak up today. He is so quiet, he can't talk. He's finding it very difficult because at all, no moon. Let me borrow his own words. He said that what? As a country, we need to be very magnanimous in terms of how we treat issues because it will come back to hit us. Today, he is sitting here making that statement. That should tell him that he and his government, the likes of Atofosin, the incompetent liar Atofosin, who were deceiving the good people of Ghana, all in the name of political baloney to come to power. Today, he is here telling us that we should be mindful how we deal with issues of cocoa. We should be mindful how we deal with issues of the goat. They are incompetent liars. They have mastered the craft that anytime they get the opportunity, they'll press the button. And Abana mode bo kofino ya de be bo mo akasa no pay. What I try. Now, he says that the president is not a reckless leader. He empathized with the cocoa farmers. But I want to tell Alhaji this morning, Alhaji, with all due respect, the president is a reckless leader and he is not empathetic towards the cocoa farmers. Because if he's not a reckless leader, and he is indeed empathic towards the farmers, the president, in all that is happening, he as a father of the house, if there is an issue, the best thing to have done is to take up the responsibility, conscientize the people, not to leave it in the hands of one of your sub-chiefs. You should take it up because you were the front liner when you were lying to this cocoa farmers.
That's in the hands of what sub-chief?
The sub-chief was Atofosin.
That's the finance minister.
Hold on, I am coming. He is not empathetic towards the people because I feel that as a father, he should have remained in the country, engaged the cocoa farmers, at least if not for nothing at all. There are issues that we know that we want to do press conferences with the president. There are issues that he will engage the leadership. He ran away from the country that he's going to Addis Ababa.
The president should have done what?
He should have engaged the leadership of the cocoa farmers.
Also represented the
I am telling you that this is not about sub-chiefs. We don't need sub-chief who lied. Atofosin is a liar. Or you don't know?
How?
Oh, you hold on. I'll remind you of how he lied. So I think that the president is not empathetic towards the farmers. He is a reckless leader because if you are empathetic, you would have stayed in this country, addressed the leadership before even exiting the country. You ran away, you are in Addis Ababa, you are telling us you are in Addis Ababa. So we should do what? Is Addis Ababa is it Addis Ababa who voted for you? Such an incompetent leader, and you want us to praise him. Now let me remind you of reckless comments made in opposition when John Dramani Mahama, the president, he's Alhaji's president, together with me, my president, and everybody's president, they made when they were in opposition. Let me start from Honorable Eric Opoku. He was then the ranking member on Agric. When in 2022, we were crying to them that there were global crises, Munyabo Tremaye, he came out loudly said, this is a monumental rip-off. And a monumental rip-off. It is a grant he's taking from the Danish government that everybody is happy for him. You see the incompetent liars, he can't talk. Where is Honorable Eric Opoku? We can't even see him in the pictures yesterday. He's missing. With Johnny, he's hiding himself. Monumental rip-off. Now, you come to the likes of Malik Basantali, the YESU, Sami Jemfi, the Gold Board CEO. These were young men with sharp teeth who were, moving from one platform to the other, bastardizing the government, saying that the Akufo-Addo government is insensitive towards the cocoa farmers. And then, because gold nation omenu na 32 na yede ato okro omo etwebie firi where they ato omenu. You see the incompetent liars. Now, the president himself, he was on a campaign platform and he said what? When I come or when you vote for me as the president, the cocoa price will be very, very big. That's what the president said. He said, when you vote for me as the president, I will make sure the cocoa prices will be very, very big. And is it big or it is small? I leave that to the,
well, they said that it's become necessary.
And the most annoying one is the most incompetent, arrogant braggarts. Ato forcing. Ato. And then today, Ato is not forcing, Ato adane. And then Ato is not forcing. This gentleman sat in front of the vetting panel. Now, mobile 2025, now more name say, price is bad for man. And still, you were still dreaming at the time. They didn't know that the prices were going to reduce. Ato sat in front of Parliament Vetting Committee and he told them that what? He still stands by the position that the 6,000 ought to have been paid, and he believed that 6,000 must be paid. Today, Ato has now, he can't talk. You saw the videos yesterday. You could see clearly that the young man, Tale, I said, because when Susu said, but baby, I'm a casse, Nyankupo and Paboni. Wouldn't try and rabem, wouldn't try and ababem, and then untrono, cocoa fono. Ayatra say, you cannot ride on lies and come to power and now come and be counting your fingers to us and be telling us the cocoa price is down.
So what they have done is something we've never seen before.
What they have done, we have not seen that before.
It's never happened
in
before.
2017 when we came to power. In 2017 when we came to power, what was the world price at the time? A drop here, it dropped. But we, as a competent and responsible government at the time, we did not complain, we did not rant. Like the soundbite giver who was on Good Morning Ghana ranting today, he's been given an administrator to administer the cocoa sector and he can't even do anything. We did not rant. What did we do? We sat down, we took a backstage, go back to the drawing board, and did our counterpart in Côte d'Ivoire, came to a conclusion that no, we need to move from the 400 Ghana cedis plus to what? 3,100 as at 2024 when we handed over to them. And then, I don't know, they are telling us that even when they came, they claim that, we will increase to 6,000. You cannot even increase it to the 6,000. You gave them a meager figure and it became 3,625. And now you are telling us that you are reducing the figure drastically to 2,587. You have ripped off the cocoa farmers 1,028 Ghana cedis. Do you know when you go to the haircut, the salon to do a haircut? Do you know they have different types of haircuts they do? There is punk, you know that, right? There is afro and all the like. There is down cut. This one, it is not just haircut, it is complete down cuts. It
It is complete downcast. And I two force and any Mahama. I know Mama Kikan now with the Amakoko for
Alaji believes that it's taking a decision to solve a problem that in 2 years would all come back and appreciate the fact that it was a decision that was
what decision?
Which the NPP has also made that decision before.
So they should have learned from us. See what they are experiencing today, and it is not new. In between 2016 and 2017, when we came to power, we experienced a similar thing. What did we do? Yes, we are incompetent. I am incompetent. They should come back and learn from the people who knows how to, do the work. They don't know the work. They are only talkatives. Randy Abbey, Australia, football commentaries, and all runner. You think that is football commentaries? When even with his Farmers Day, you fly out and go to FIFA. Leave that job, Mr. Randy Abbey. Leave that job and go and sit at Ghana Football Association. You see, these people, we would address them and give them the same dosage they give to us. Now, sorry, I know about now. Catcher said we should be mindful the way we talk about it. Now, moti opposition, I'm more cast by heart. Now, Monim said you have to be magnanimous with the way you talk. You see, it is high time we remind you people of your incompetence and liars and the lies you have peddled in this country. All the lies. It is now in one word. In one word. I would describe it as incongruous liars. They are inconsistent liars. Now, you have to be careful with how you even lie. Now, they are not even one way. Only incongruous, inconsistent.
So that's what the end.
And no maba. Come on, we can't continue to be riding on this line. Now, even at the time when even there is no COVID, and I'm saying, when we had COVID, these people, a lot of us would have died. The cocoa farmers, they would have given them 5 Ghana cedis.
So technically, this is a payback time.
It is not a payback time
for what they did to
It is not a payback time. But one thing is very sacrosanct. What is that? When you go to the hospital and you are sick and you are able to get some recommendation in terms of the kind of medicine that will heal you quick, it is only appropriate that when your brother or sister is sick, you recommend the same medicine to the person. So today, we are telling them that the medicine you gave to us when we were in such situation, Alaji, CEO of
Development Fund,
Zongo Development Fund, take the medicine, take it and have it, you'll be healed. You want us to keep quiet and watch people? We will remind you of the hogwash you played to us in this country. We will remind the good people of Ghana how incompetent, not just incompetent, but incongruous liars these people have been in opposition and even in government. And it is playing to them like a movie. When you now push in artificial, dollar and cedi just to massage the system, the cocoa price will expose you. And the farmers are exposing you today. And when you ask them that, they will tell you everything is down. If you tell these people that they will tell you everything is down, dollar is down, inflation is down, fuel is down. And they say I'm a cocoa boss about from so and also young boy and some mama.
Okay. Very well, senor.
Or your trofo. John Mahama, the president, he is an incompetent liar.
Okay, so these were some of the proposed reforms, and Elijah, I wanted to take a look at some of them and which one that we can address. Now, the minister said that they would convert part of the legacy debts of about 5 billion Ghana cedis owed to Ministry of Finance and Bank of Ghana to equity. Cocoa Board currently owes the Ministry of Finance. In fact, Cocoa Board owes the Ministry of Finance 3.7 billion Ghana cedis. And that actually arose from the conversion of the non-marketable cocoa bills into a loan, and the Bank of Ghana a 10-year loan of 1.38 billion Ghana cedis. The debts conversion will restore positive equity and boost the international and local markets to support the operations of Cocoa Board. They also will strengthen the balance sheet of Cocoa Board to enable it to implement the new financing model for the purchase of cocoa and related operations. Now, it says Cabinet has also directed the transfer of cocoa roads liabilities of 4.35 billion Ghana cedis to the Ministry of Roads and Highways. That is basically the roads that are very bad, that we cannot even transport cocoa from there. And also from 2014 to 2024, Cocoa Board awarded cocoa contracts of up to 26.5 billion Ghana cedis, with 21.5 billion of contracts awarded in 2018, 2019, 2019, 2020, and 2020-2021 crop years. And despite the agreement, it says under the IMF program in 2023 to rationalize Cocoa Board's commitment of 21.7 billion to 6.9 billion, the previous board and management of Cocoa Board failed to conduct this exercise. The exercise has subsequently been completed under the supervision of the Ministry of Finance. So it looks as if the minister or the ministry has done a lot of work on the Cocoa Board, and that is even some of the reasons we're talking about the things that we're talking about, because the proposed reforms that they want to undertake looks as if that there have been a lot of issues before we get into this point. And that's a justification for what we are seeing right now, based on what they've listed here.
Before coming to that, I am a bit surprised Senor decided to quote that Bible quotation, and yet he's wearing Baumia's cap. I'm sure Dr. Baumia will not be happy listening to him quoting that Bible quotations and wearing his cap. And indeed, if he doubts what I'm making reference to, he can find out from Kennedy Okumpreko Ajepong, where he publicly declared that when we talk of a liar, indeed it is their flag bearer. And that has been established. So for him to sit here, to even quote a Bible, to talk about who a liar is and what a liar is supposed to, the audacity itself is
Dr. Baumia doesn't like Bible quotes.
Not, but he is describing. I mean, during their contest, you heard in Japan, he said the man is a liar. And so he has the audacity sitting here quoting a Bible describing somebody a liar. And I'm saying that he has the man's hat. He's wearing that and he's quoting a verses that talks about a liar, and reference to his own flag bearer. So, but it doesn't surprise me for him to do that. But you see, in all this conversation, I was expecting him to tell me or to tell viewers that they handed over a very healthy Cocoa Board with a very positive balance sheet, with a capacity to be able to pay whatever liabilities that they have. That is my expectation. And indeed, once we are contesting a particular positions, you need to recall your records whilst in office and use that as a basis to then compare with what is happening today. But he was unable to tell us that they left behind a positive balance sheet for Cocoa Board. He is unable. But you see, for ranting, we all can rant. But describing people with words, we can all do that. But the reality is what we are talking about. And I keep saying that at the time that Atu Forcing and Eric Opoku were talking in respect of the price given to the farmers, we were doing that on the basis of the price hike at the world market. It only stands to reason, not knowing they have something they have hidden to the Ghanaian public. That's the rollover of 333,000 tons, which is strange. And when they were calculating the FOB for the farmers, the component of that were inputted in the calculation. That reduced the price to 31,000. And the people, those of us in opposition, taking into consideration the price, the world price, at the world price, we decided, why are you giving them 31,000 when you have 10,000? You are benefiting from the pricing at the world market. It is a reasonable argument. But they kept quiet without telling the Ghanaian people that this is a decision they have made. Which decision today is the cause of the crisis at the cocoa board? My expectation as I sit here is for Senor to tell me and look through the camera and tell the Ghanaian people that they have managed cocoa board to the extent that it has a positive balance sheet. He should tell us. He has not been able to do that. And now, if you have run completely down an institutions that used to be, profiting, making profit, you completely run it down. In fact, he talks about incompetent. Chief, can you understand why a budget has been prepared for cocoa construction, for cocoa road construction? That budget is somewhere around 5 billion. He and his people who claim to be competent decided to award a contract of 21 million just within 3 years. 3 billion. And you sit here living behind these liabilities and you want to scream to who? To the Ghanaian people? The cocoa farmers are reasonable citizens of this country. They live with us. They understand the situations. It is not your ranting. Unfortunately, if you like, I will leave my time. Tell the Ghanaian people that indeed under your stewardship, you have managed cocoa board in a manner that is so beneficial. It is only this government which is becoming so wicked that it doesn't want to give the farmers what is due them. Tell the people. You cannot do it so. But my difficulty as a party person, a member of government, is that all these things happened. We kept quiet over it until we were hit with this situation before we had. And you see, sometimes when you delay in bringing out critical informations and you only wait for the problems to confront you, before you start, people will say that you are just giving excuses. And that is only by disappointment. But other than that, I don't think that the MPP has any audacity, any moral right to speak about cocoa farming in this country. I don't think so.
But yes, and again...
Now, you have just enumerated steps that we intend to, because certainly we need to reform the place. Under the previous Mahama administration, we managed state institutions to the point where they could stand on their own balance sheet to go and secure for a loan, including Cocoa Board, Ghana Airport Company. And that, because of that prudent management that we were able to do and supervise institutions, these institutions come to life and they have positive. That is what we handed over to them. That is why today we can sit here and pride ourselves with the Terminal 3. That project, that loan was secured on the balance sheet of Ghana Airport Company. Cocoa Board was using its balance sheet to go out there to secure loan. You have run completely the institution, and today you want the cocoa farmer to think that you love them. No, I don't think that you can hoodwink anybody. So just let us know.
Alhaji, don't you think that your government should have made a better assessment of the situation before promising that you're going to pay them not less than 6,000 Ghana cedis? Because the conversation, the argument right now is not what existed when the NPP was in power. It is what you said you wanted to do for them.
No, that was when we were in opposition.
Assess the situation over there.
Listen,
so it's your promise against what the reality is now. Don't you think that's a problem?
Of course. When you take the issues into consideration, there are certain information that may not be available to you in opposition. Sometimes people keep certain critical informations that may help you to make an informed decision.
So in your case, go ahead and promise the people.
Why? We've been in power before, and we know how the FOB, the pricing is done.
So your promise was...
So on the basis of that, we said the MPP appears to be shortchanging the farmers. But they have made a decision. That decision created this all mess. That is why I'm saying that 333,000 rolled over at the price of 2,661 when the world market prices was around 10,000. It is the one who is financing who is benefiting from it. And you have to give those the cocoa beans to them because they have already given you the money. You have made a commitment. And I am excited by the decision taken by this government. For once, 50% of our beans are going to be processed here in this country. No country has ever developed without adding value to its raw materials. Countries that have developed across the world, go and check. Those who have the resources, they add value. And to have 50% of our beans being promised that the local companies that are into cocoa processing are going to benefit. And in fact, because of the syndicated law, do you know that we are unable to feed those industries? Because we've taken money and promising them that we are going to make available the beans. So Cocoa Board was unable to provide any beans to. The only thing they get from the Cocoa Board is what they call abinchi. And it was that abinchi money that was used to buy some fleet of vehicles, which some people say they don't understand. I think that when it comes to competent and better management of the administration of this country, you don't go far than the NDC government and its leadership.
Okay.
We sympathize with the people of this country. We sympathize with the cocoa farmers, but indeed a decision has to be made. And that decision has been taken, and we have promised that we will rectify and correct all anomaly within the cocoa sector. Years back, years to come, we will all sit here, and I'm sure we will see who is incompetent and who is competent when it comes to decision in the best interest of our country.
Very well. Let me engage our viewers. I'll come back to you. Let me engage our viewers too, and then we'll continue our conversation. This one says that do anything you can to express love on Val's Day. Oh, okay. Let me see how I can get back to the messages that I'm looking for. This one says, see how you're struggling to explain the cocoa issue. If you use propaganda into government, it will surely expose you. Please pay the farmers their money. Alaji Mahama in Techiman sent in that. Let me go to this one from... Nas from Asim South. It says, good morning, KMJ. The way the MPP has suddenly found conditional love for cocoa farmers amazes the devil himself. As if they didn't sell free fertilizers to these same cocoa farmers at the time they had skyrocketed prices on goods and services. They messed up Cocoa Board and the entire economy, yet see how they are behaving today. To our dear cocoa farmers, the government stands with you in this unfortunate situation and is working hard to make the situation better. And that's Eunice from Asin South. Let me go to this one. It says, good morning, KMJ. Before I delve into the substance of the discussion, particularly the proper haircut for cocoa farmers, there's a saying, if you throw a ball to the wall, it will come back to you, ricochet. The NDC in opposition made a lot of lofty promises to the cocoa farmers, and today they are delivering the opposite. In fact, the NDC is in a state of discombobulation, and there's no direction concerning the management of the country. They lied, deceived cocoa farmers, and today the chickens have come home to roost, and they are in a disarray. In conclusion, where is the promise of 6,000 Ghana cedis per bag? Why this deep haircut for the ordinary cocoa farmer? What a deceptive government led by President Mahama. And that's from Abdul Razak in Tamale. And I'm not surprised you're joining Senor in grammar this morning. In congress to decompopulation. Good morning. So Wisdom has indeed left the NPP party. James from Apam sent in that. James, How do you mean? Greetings to you and to your panelists. In fact, as the government wants to claim credit for the stable currency and the reduction of the petroleum product, which is as a result of the international factors such as the rise in gold price and decline of crude oil at the international market, they should as well find means of paying the poor farmer and stop the unnecessary lamentations. Every government inherits both assets and liabilities, but it takes prudent management to solve them. Sir Joe Baba in Bolgatanga sent in that. Let me go to Akisime in Seshi Bekwai, and he says, good morning, KMJ cocoa farmers, don't worry. Next year, President John Mahama will increase the cocoa price. Still, a Yezu na, and I must say, regards to Honorable Bright Asamoah, Brefo MP for BBNE, we have so Bekwai. Okay, that's from Akisime. This morning, let me go to this one over here, and it says, this is not haircut but skin cut of the hardworking farmers of Ghana. So upon all the sweet promises the NDC gave cocoa farmers in opposition, describing the then NPP government as being wicked and insensitive to the plight of the farmers, this is what we are seeing. We know these people and their crass incompetence. Kwesi Reynolds and Aguna Odoping sent in that one. Let me go to this one over here. It says, good morning, KMJ, and your respected panelists, especially Alhaji Halidu Haruna. Listening to Senor this morning is so laughable. When his party was selling not for sale fertilizers to the farmers, it stole our minds. They can't even copy NDC when in opposition, just shouting, spree, and ranting. Karim Starboy Tema, please tell Alhaji to call me. Okay, Alhaji will do so because he's ready. After duping the cocoa farmers, Dr. Atuforsen said what? That the AG should start looking into fraudulent activities of former Akufo-Addo's appointees. Wow. Was it not the same Attorney General who discontinued the unscrupulous activities of Dr. Opuni and Seydou Agongo at Cocoa Board? I'm suggesting to the current Attorney General to start the criminal investigation from 2012 to date and not 2018. And by so doing, Ghanaians would know that he who brings equity must always come with clean hands. And that's blueprints writing from Esikado Ketan. Let me go to this one over here, and it says that a very good morning to Senior Mayor Senor, the man with all the wisdom. The NDC government is telling us that sometimes the government have to take hard decisions. The NDC government's reckless and stingy management of the economy is the reason for this. They failed to sell the cocoa when the international market price was around 13,000 per bag. They bought it, they thought it would increase further, but instead it dropped. They also failed to implement the Cocoa Board turnaround strategic plan developed by the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia administration in consultation with the IMF because of the arrogance. Now, farmers and their dependents must suffer for this. When Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo did the debt exchange, did Mahama and Atuforsen tell us it was necessary evil? No, they set the anger of the people against a president who was better managing the cocoa sector well. And that's from Mahama and Atuforsen to Mahama and to Atu failing. What a way to expose incompetence of this administration. And that's Banuba KD, actually, who sent in that. Let me go to this one. It says, good morning, KMJ. Please tell the MPP man to tell Senor, you mean to tell us how much was cocoa price at the wood market in 2018 to 2014, and how many percentage have they given to the farmers in that time? Let him know that we are talking about percentage. That's Stephen inside Kwabinya. Okay, let me go to some other messages. This one over here says, good morning. My name is Joseph Abonenga. I want to first applaud Mayor Senor for the death he's brought to the Cocoa Board issues this morning. In all of this, one thing that stands out to me is the fact that the NDC now suddenly believes global factors can affect the prices of commodities that depend on the global market. Secondly, I think it is finally good to see the NDC on the defense It shows the honeymoon is over, and Ghanaians are truly feeling the heat over the inefficiencies of this administration. Interesting times ahead. Okay, let me go to this one over here. It says, good morning, KMJ. What an arrogant and shameless communicator. How did we get here? You came and destroyed every good thing in the country, and now competent administration is resetting the whole thing, including the cocoa sector, and you have the gut to come and sit here lying this morning because they say talk is cheap. Political spider in Kentampo sent in that. Let me go to this one over here and see what we have. It says, good morning, KMJ. I know, is it not your fault? I know it is not your fault bringing the senior guy on your set. This party is not doing him good, and vice versa. Interestingly, he said the venerable Dr. Atu Forsen is an incompetent liar, which is to mean that Dr. Atu, Sami Jemfi, Basintale, and the NDC don't know how to tell lies. Simply put, he's telling Ghanaians that he himself, his boss, Baumia, and the MPP, the competent liars, or he's simply inarticulate and dramatic. And that's David Noble in Adenta. All right, let me go to the next one over here. It says, good morning, KMJ. Thanks to hurrying up for the perfect information. We are all well informed now. The NPP can't deceive us now. Jerry in Koforidia. Musa Abato in Asawasi says the fact that cabinet held an emergency meeting to address the challenges in the cocoa sector clearly shows that President Mahama truly cares about cocoa farmers and takes their plight seriously. This government is committed to finding lasting solutions to their long-standing problems. I therefore urge our hardworking cocoa farmers to continue to cooperate with the government as their concerns will be resolved amicably. Unfortunately, the sector was criminally mismanaged under the NPP government, and it's time to set things right. Okay, maybe I'll do my last message. Who will be the lucky person? And he's the person who's enumerated a few things. But good morning, KMJ. Can the MPP man, can the MP, you meant to say NPP, and how does that even right? MPP, NPP man, senor, make his point without shouting. Their communication isn't attractive any longer, and it's as if shame is not in the dictionary, because they are the least people in this world to criticize any government. Tell him that the new Ghanaian is wide awake enough of their MPP jokes. Anyway, the second one, it says, I would advise the NDC government and their communicators to set up, they should expose every rot they came to meet in the various offices sectors, because the NPP is making too much noise. See the way you've been able to buy me into saying MPP instead of NPP. Anyway, good morning, sir. Tell the NPP to stop shedding crocodile tears for cocoa farmers, because they are responsible for the collapse of the cocoa sector by dropping production from 1 million tons to 450. Indeed, they are behind the agitations on the cocoa farms to make government unpopular.
Someone is actually telling that. Someone is actually telling that you've not read his master planner. Is that you've not read his message?
Master planner. Where's master planner's message?
His number ends with 50.
Okay, let me do the last one, because this guy can attack me if I don't read his message. Let me do the last one. It says that great submission by my brother Senor. Please, does Alaji have a cocoa farm or what? He looks so sad and down-spirited this morning. Kafra Alaji, when you use propaganda to win elections, cocoa prices will expose you. President Mahama and the NDC should pay the farmers their 6,000 Ghana cedis. For the first time, cocoa farmers will go on demonstration. This is not haircut. Sakura Pa, greetings to Honorable Chris Nana Lloyd, incoming MPP, National Youth Organizer. Master Planner, I've done your.
You don't allow them to intimidate you and determine your editorial direction. So you see, the man sent a message and then decided to send it to Sanyo. They use that to intimidate you. Don't badge. Don't do that. Don't allow them to intimidate you, because the conspiracy theorists don't allow.
I can only agree with you.
You see, you were coming to sit down, and then he We just read the message. He said the man said you didn't read, so you have to go back. They are intimidating you.
I would be surprised if you have even said it to my Facebook inbox anyway.
This number has been saved, so it tells you that it's a consistent guy.
But consistent issue allow other people to also be heard.
I'm just a messenger.
Our time is up, but we'll do our last.
I watched your show last year, and then a question was asked to one of the MPP panel whether Russian-Ukraine war has ended, and then he indicated to the gentleman who asked the question that that's an unintelligent question. And you know why he asked that question? Because in power, they were saying that the reason for the difficulties with the economy has to do with Russia-Ukraine. Today, as we speak now, the Ghanaian people have seen that. They were telling untruth about that, because today our fuel prices is down. Yeah, dollar is down. So the excuse you were giving was in power, saying that Russian-Ukraine has been defeated. So who best qualified to be a liar? Okay, I think that the viewers will judge.
Right. So, have you taken them
right in front of me over here? If for nothing at all, Alaji, with the title Alaji, I know that Muslims don't lie. Right in front of me, he's lying here.
That what?
Meanwhile, your government is telling us that global crisis. So what global crisis, brought up?
Russia, Ukraine. It's still going on.
When you were talking, I listened to please. What global crisis has brought this reduction? You see, you're sitting here, you're lying right in front of me.
And cocoa price is not down.
Oh, man, please.
Cocoa price is down.
You sit right in front of me. You are saying, hold on. You are actually tagging this reduction to what? The crisis globally. And I'm telling somebody has also said something, and you are saying that what? The person said what? Meanwhile, you are sitting here lying. So when you put
you were in the same situation, then they didn't allow you.
No, they cited Russia-Ukraine.
Please, stop the lies.
The law is
stop the lies. The war is still going on. Listen to me. When I'm done, you can stop the lies. Now you see. He claims that somebody does not have the moral right and audacity. But does Alaji have the moral right and audacity to tell us who is actually telling the truth? Such incongruous liars.
I've just established that.
Such incongruous liars who promised the good people of Ghana, the cocoa farmers, that they were going to pay them 6,000. Today, they cannot pay them even 5K. They cannot pay them. Alaji, you are even managing the Zongo Development Fund. I don't know what you have even done in that area to tell or compare to what Randiabe has done in the cocoa sector. You guys rode on lies and came to power.
Oh.
Just say, don't go
to run for 221 Ghana cedis.
Alaji, I respected you and I allowed you to talk. Please keep quiet and listen respectfully, please.
Well, maybe you directed that question to him.
You see, you cannot continue on the lies. You are in government and still you are lying to the people.
You are not pointing out the lies.
You are in government. Now you told, where's the 6,000 you promised the people you were going to pay them? Where's the 6,000?
Is that
you are
lies?
now. You see, let me tell you, your own general, your national chairman today. Let me paraphrase his words. He said that you knew the economy. You cannot use those arithmetics or those stats to want to hoodwink us to believe that there is a global crisis. For that matter, we should allow you to have your way there. Baby, I we are truthful. You are liars, and you must admit that. Now, he again spoke of the fact that government contacted the cocoa farmers. Do you know that in all this that was going on, government didn't contact the cocoa farmers? It was just yesterday, 2 hours to their press conference. That's where they called the cocoa farmers.
No.
Such an unpathetic government.
2 hours to what? The cabinet
2 hours to the presentation. 2 hours to the press conference. That was when they met Atoforsen.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Please hold on. When I'm done, you can ask him. Atoforsen, Randy Abbey, and the likes. They met the cocoa farmers, their leaders, yesterday morning before they had a press conference. I was on one platform where the National Association of Cocoa Farmers
I'm going to mention the channel. You can go and play back. On Saturday, on the forum on Asasi, the National Association of Cocoa Farmers president said that they have not been engaged by Randy Abbey, the incompetent Randy Abbey. They have not been engaged by him. So what are you here telling me? And Tronny Binio, please hold on. When I'm done, you can come out with your life.
You have just 1 minute.
But let me state this. Let me state this. Alhaji and his government must know that they are in power. They must focus on the job and stop the lies. The lies will not exonerate them. If they continue on the lies, they will actually end up getting into the ditch and they will continue to be exposed. Yesterday, if you go to social media, all their people are not happy with Randy Abbey. The likes of Elikem Kotoko, who has decided to sugarcoat the statement he put on his Facebook. The likes of Laurentia. The likes of the Greater Accra Youth Organizer. They are not happy because Abrante we go party in any mass, we go abide in any mass. And Trona Branche and Yakukudretina good money Ghana, Eyena no capi, describing people as useless. And then how will you also be described? I will not use such words against you. You had the opportunity as a host and you were describing people as useless. Today, you are in the hot seat. Okay. You are in the hot seat and you are crying. And you are crying. I wish him and his government all the best.
It is strange that he has not been able to tell us the condition in which they left Cocoa Board. That is refreshing. At least that is refreshing.
You are a Congress liars.
For the purposes of our viewers, between 2020 and 2021, cocoa price was around 660 Ghana cedis. In 2022-2023, it was around 800 Ghana cedis, and that was the NPP government. 2023-2024 was the NPP government, was 2,070, and then 2024-2025 was 3,100 Ghana cedis, and then 2025-2026 the NDC came into power. They moved it to 3,228, and then between 2025-2026 it moved to 3,625, and 2025-2026 it moved to 2,587. This is just incompetent
information. Incompetent at their job. Always incompetent.
Well, it's refreshing.
Incompetent at their job.
About the healthy nature of
just as Alhaji has pontificated out over here. Incompetent Alhaji and his government.
Thank you to Sanyo for joining us this morning here.
Just the last one. Let me say a happy birthday in advance to a very good brother of mine. His name is Father Les. Tomorrow will be his birthday. Tomorrow is Vals. If I don't do this, in fact, my phone will not rest. So happy birthday in advance, Father Les is from the Anglo constituency. I wish you all the best. May the good Lord grant you all that your heart desires. Tomorrow is Vals Day. Let me use the opportunity to wish my brother happy Vals Day in advance. It's a month of life. You know, where we are done. Let's get some.
I do love the MPP people because at least we are brothers. We are brothers.
We'll get some chocolates, but you must manage the cocoa sector so that I get you some chocolates. Okay. So happy Vals Day to everyone.
Of Vals Day. We end the segment here on the show. A big thank you to Freco Trading Enterprise, and also a big thank you to Koa Natural Fruit Juice. And I am excited about Koa Natural Fruit Juice because I know that the Ghanaian cocoa farmer has been doing a lot to ensure that we have Koa Natural Fruit Juice all the time. Any one that you buy goes a long way to support the Ghanaian cocoa farmer. I am coming from a cocoa board point, because my dad was quality control staff, and so yes, I don't joke with cocoa farmers at all. I have seen them growing up. I've been to farms with my dad, and been through the process. So when it comes to cocoa farmers, I don't joke with them at all. But we're hoping and praying that things get better for cocoa farmers out there. But incongruously,
the new word in town.
It's not new word. It's a common word.
But that team do not understand though.
They don't understand the word incongruous.
Yes, they do.
They should look for it. It looks like anytime I come here and I mention words. You know, the last time I made mention of Pseudologia Fantastica, and you guys were asking me whether it's a Greek word.
And in France, the people will say, "She."